my synchronous speed. So it can operate in regenerative braking mode only when it is a synchronous speed. Okay, therefore regenerative braking cannot be used for stopping, okay, or decelerating a load. Dynamic braking is obtained, okay, by disconnecting stator from the source and connecting it to a three-phase resistor. Okay, so as I said, it can in regenerative, see we have done with different types of braking. So regenerative braking, if we talk, right, it is only at the synchronous speed, so I cannot use it. However, dynamic braking I can go. Okay, so when I say dynamic braking, okay, it's obtained by disconnecting the stator from the source and connecting it to the three-phase resistor. Okay, so this is the, okay, this is the per phase equivalent circuit for a per unit speed K. Okay, so machine works as a synchronous generator and dissipates the generated energy in the braking resistor. Okay, what I have connected here. Okay, this is my resistor. Okay, so the per unit speed K would be given as K is equal to omega m by omega s. Okay, see when I am talking about braking, I need to find the torque. Okay, to find the torque I need to find the currents. Okay, I need to find the braking current, I need to find the braking power and finally I'll get the braking torque. Okay, so talking about braking current, we know I equals to E by Z. Okay, I equals to E by Z. So E is K into E and Z is this. Okay, however, braking power, see why I am writing these equations directly is we have already done with the basics and we have derived these equations. Okay, so PB is my braking power. It's simple. Okay, three phase machine it is, so it is 3. I square R we already know power. Okay, next torque PB divided by K into omega ms. Okay, so these three are my equations. Right, now from these basic equations I am going to get the equation for braking torque B. Okay, see in equation 7.22 I had got this. So what I'll do, I'll substitute PB value here. Okay, and I get this. Okay, PB I have substituted and from this IS I have substituted. Okay, this IS I have substituted here. Okay, so I am left out with this. Okay, since synchronous reactance is large compared to the braking resistance, okay, since synchronous reactance is large, okay, listen carefully, compared to braking resistance, where is my synchronous reactance? See, here is my synchronous reactance. This is large as compared to the braking resistance. For most speed range, the variation of current and torque is not large. Okay, therefore a single section of resistance is enough. Okay, only a single section of resistance is enough. Okay, however at zero speed the induced voltage and therefore the armature current and torque are zero. Okay, as the torque is available in the whole speed range and it is 0 at zero speed, dynamic braking is suitable for stopping the motor. Okay, so I said, right, so we started with regenerative braking. We came to know why regenerative braking is not suitable, right? Then we proved that dynamic braking is suitable. Okay, but you know, theoretically plugging can also be employed. Okay, it is one of the methods of braking, plugging. Okay, that can also be employed. However, it is not used in practice. Okay, however, it is not used in the practice, right? So why? Because plugging torque is produced by the damper winding. Okay, so because of its low reactance, while the current drawn from the supply is very large, the braking torque produces much smaller as compared to that of the dynamic torques. Okay, or dynamic braking. Okay, so in case of large motors, what this causes, this high plugging current can create a severe disturbance in the supply lines. This is why we are not going to use the plugging. Okay, so this is all about braking. So when we talk about braking of an induction motor, braking of a synchronous motor, we talk about the dynamic braking, and we are not going to go for any other method of braking. Okay, I hope this was clear. Thank you. Good morning, students. So last class we had started with operation from fixed frequency supply, operation of synchronous motor from fixed frequency supply, right? So continuing with this, today we'll go ahead with transients due to load disturbances. Okay, so it is important to predict the ability of the synchronous motor to remain in synchronism after a load disturbance occurs. Okay, so finding out the transients is important. So this topic is far more important, right? And it is asked almost for 10 marks in previous year question papers. So please be careful and go through the topic bit carefully. Okay, so this topic is important. Okay, transients due to load disturbances. Okay, so first we'll go ahead. See, when we talk about transients, we need to talk about steady state stability limit and dynamic stability. Okay, so steady state stability, we know T is equal to T max sine delta. Okay, so this we had done. So this we had done when we were doing the analysis of a synchronous motor. There we had derived T equals to T max sine delta, where I had given T max, if you remember, as 3 V into E divided by XS into omega S, right? Now this is my T versus delta characteristics of a synchronous motor. Okay, where delta is your power or the torque angle and T is your torque, right? Now when you analyze this properly, right, you come to know that if the load torque TL is slowly applied, okay, you can see here, okay, if the load torque TL is slowly applied, torque angle delta will increase. Okay, if TL is slowly applied, torque angle delta will slowly increase. Okay, when TL becomes equal to T max. Okay, when this is my TL. Okay, when it becomes to this, then my power angle or load angle or torque angle, so not load angle, it is a torque angle, will be 90 degree. That is what is written here. Okay, if the load torque is increased further, if I increase T, okay, to a higher value, okay, motor torque will be less than the load torque. Okay, so for a load torque which increases slowly, maximum load torque that the motor can hold without losing synchronism is T max. So T max is important. Operation of, so this is known as steady state stability limit. Okay, where these two equations are important. So this is operation of synchronous motor, right? Next, moving on to dynamic stability. Okay, if a load torque TL is applied suddenly, okay, then a motor may lose its synchronism. If you go back here, okay, if the load torque TL is applied suddenly, motor may lose synchronism. Even if load torque is less than maximum torque, then the motor can develop. Okay, when the load torque is changed suddenly, okay, when we suddenly change this TL, okay, when we suddenly change the load torque, okay, whether the motor will remain in synchronism or not, it can be determined by the examination of dynamic behavior of the synchronous motor. So we are going to go with the dynamic stability analysis. Okay, so under transient conditions, a synchronous motor, okay, if you remember, we had drawn the equivalent circuit of synchronous motor. Okay, so it can be represented with the equivalent circuit where my E was replaced by E dash and XS was replaced by XS dash. Okay, so this is the equation for torque, correct? So that's what I said, under transient operation of synchronous motor. Okay, so if you read this, you'll get the equation for E dash. Okay, we get the equation for E dash as this. Okay, and talking about the equivalent circuit of figure 7.1, right? So in figure 7.1, I had drawn the equivalent circuit of synchronous motor. Okay, so depending on this, the equation for T was what? T max in last here in transient stability, what we had done, T equals to T max sine delta, where T max was this. Now what we have done, we have replaced E by E dash and XS by XS dash. So see, this is what my T becomes. Okay, so since I have replaced E by E dash and XS by XS dash, T max becomes T max dash. Okay, so torque balance equation of the synchronous motor would be given by T is equal to TA plus TD plus TL. Okay, where your TA is mentioned here, and which is my acceleration torque, and TD is in terms of KD. Okay, this is my damping torque. Okay, so my this equation, when I replace in this equation for the values, I have replaced TA as kj d square delta by dt square and td by kd this. Okay, T I have taken, okay, T is this, okay, T max sine delta, I have replaced it plus TL equal to 0. Okay, so this equation is a non-linear differential equation. Okay, you can see this, right? So it can be solved numerically to obtain the value of torque angle delta with time, and thus ascertain the dynamic stability of the motor load system. Okay, so this is all about transient stability, transients due to load disturbances, where you need to talk about dynamic stability and the steady state stability limit. Okay, this is important, asked for 10 marks. So carefully go through this. Thank you.